Okay, let's look at example 3 that we did the other day, focusing more on the equation than the visual, but doing both. Okay, so we're solving x divided by 3 minus 1 equals 2. Okay, so if I want to solve this equation, I just want to think about what is added or subtracted. Look at that first. Okay, notice that 1 is being subtracted. So we want to do the opposite of subtract 1. We want to add 1 to both sides. Add 1 to the left, add 1 to the right. I'll go ahead and just do that with the visual to remind you how it worked out. Add 1 to the left, add 1 to the right. I'm going to go ahead and take out my positive and negative pair, my 0 pair. Okay, so when I added 1 to both sides, you can tell by the drawing, I have a third of an x equaling 3. Okay, but looking at your equation, notice that a negative 1 plus 1, you could think of that as a negative 1 plus 1, or you could think of it as a subtracted 1 plus 1. But regardless, a negative 1 plus 1 is 0. It goes away. So the left-hand side, we're just left with x over 3. X divided by 3. Okay, over here we had 1/3 of an x. On the right, notice you're looking at the addition problem 2 plus 1. Okay, 2 plus 1 is 3. So we have x over 3. X divided by 3 is equal to 3. Okay, let's go ahead and copy it down again. And think about this. X divided by 3. To get rid of a divided number, we want to do that next. To get rid of a divided number, we do the opposite of divide. We're going to multiply by 3. But we have to do it to the left and the right. Okay, so just looking at our equation, 3 times x over 3. Okay, well, when you multiply a whole number times a fraction, then you have the same number on the top and on the bottom of your fraction. They cancel. Okay, so that 3 and the 3 on the top and the 3 on the bottom, they cancel out. We're left with x. And then on the right-hand side, you're really just looking at 3 times 3. And 3 times 3 is 9. Okay? And of the visual, if you multiply 1/3 of an x by 3, you get the entire x. And if you multiply the left by 3, you got to multiply the right by 3. Just to remind you what we did the other day. And you would get the 9. Okay, but back to the equation. X divided by 3 minus 1 equals 2. Okay, get rid of the subtracted number first. To get rid of a subtracted number, you add. So add 1 to the left, add 1 to the right. Okay, the subtracted 1 and the added 1 go away. You're left with x over 3. On the right, we have 2 plus 1, okay, which is 3. Okay, now get rid of the divided 3. Do the opposite of divide, multiply by 3. So multiply the left by 3, multiply the right by 3. The 3's on the left cancel out. You're left with x. And on the right-hand side, you had 3 times 3, and that's equal to 9.